I'm going to try to get this video short, but it's not going to be totally comprehensive. But you will understand when I'm done what's going on as far as yielding. Let's just look at this. This is clamp force we're talking about. That's all it is. This rotates here, this bolt down into this nut, and it's all it's doing. And it wedges its way, wedges its way down inside the bolt. Everything else between here is just something it's clamping. And the more you turn this, the torque, what people like to refer to it as, the tighter the clamp force. At one point, you go too far, it yields. No longer will you get a tighter clamp force. You might get a little bit over the top, and then it will just fracture and break. The elongation is not happening in the middle like you would think. It's happening right there at the nut. This is all one piece, this bolt, right? One piece. It's acting as one. At this point is where it's transitioning to the nut. That's where we get our breaks, right there. And that's where everybody goes crazy because they stripped a nut, or stripped a bolt, they would say, or popped a bolt, broke a bolt, whatever it may be. You got all types of different wording for it. Obviously, you just broke a bolt, as we would commonly say. Oh, you broke the bolt off from there. But what happened is it failed, and how does it fail? A lot of times people are afraid of torque, or they over torque, or the bolt has too much rust on it. So now this bolt rotates in pretty easily. So that's a good indicator that this bolt is lubed and it's okay. It's not over lubed. It's just lubed okay. So I turned it in. Now these are just washers stacked. Now, if this does grab here and start turning, it could, in theory, it could break there, but no, that would not have to be returning at that point down there. As long as it's turning internally, let me move this closer a little bit more. As long as it's turning internally, the wedging, watch right here. See if I can get a little more light there. All right, I don't know if that helped or not. Probably not. So long as it's turning internally, inside that nut, you're going to be applying the clamp force here. The moment it stops turning, it's now elongating, necking right about there, and then you're going to get a fracture. Right about there is where I find the necking. Can't find it in the shaft. Now let's go ahead, and I'm going to show you the advantage or the beauty of using a, let's see if I got the right one right, a beam bar. So I'm going to just crank this up a little bit with the beam bar first. So I'm going to just come up with some torque. Now I don't even know what bolt this is on here myself. I just threw a nut and bolt together. I did know at one point I looked, and now I don't recall anymore. The problem is I have to keep this from rotating. Let me see if I can get that really good. Because that bolt would want to fail. So now you see what I'm doing. I just cranked that a few more cranks. Rotating. So this is my sample test bolt. You see the washers are rotating too, so they don't have enough friction to hold them in place. So I'm nowhere near anything yet. Still spinning. Now when those washers stop spinning, that's an indicator we're getting there. Click and clamp force, at least friction to not turn them. Okay, so now we're going to keep spinning on that. Let me check the clamp. All right, so I'm looking at my beam bar. Right now I'm at 20. I don't know how to do this for you guys. So I'm looking at the reading here. And right now it's at 20. At one point, as I keep rotating, it's going to stop. Say it goes to 30, right? And I'll still keep rotating the beam bar, but this won't be going up. And yet, I clearly moved the beam bar, this device. At that point, I've yielded the bolt, and it's now going to break. It might give me just a touch more of a hit of strength. And let's see, I'll read it out to you. I'm at 30, no, I'm at 28. 28. I'm rotating, and this is what I'm talking about, and I'm not going, well, right about there, I'm going up just a hit. So I'm rotating, but my torque is not going up. I'm rotating the beam bar. Torque is not going up. I'm at 28 right now. This bolt is yielded. It's in failure mode now. Unless by chance it goes up just now. If I look. Now I'm at 20. I'm at 29 now. So I'm right at that one point where it gets one little bump before it fails. So I'm at 29. And this is also going to determine what the rating, what I can do with this bolt. I know that at 29 it fails. So I know don't even get near there. You know, you can do your own percentages. Now I'll read it out to you. I'm at 20, 30. So I've just reached that one increased point before it fractures. 32. And now I'm rotating. 34, 33. Not increasing at all now. So that's an extra bump you get after you yield the bolt. And now we go to, and we keep going. Now it's at 33 and it's going to drop off. It's just stuck at 33 and yet clearly I'm rotating. So I'm doing nothing but getting ready to pop the bolt right where I tell you it's going to pop. It actually bumped to 36 for me. That was nice. So I'll give you what I can give you. 36, just holding. I just hope that this doesn't, it might have been crushing the washer still. I just hope this doesn't strip on me or slip on me. Here we go. Here we go. I can feel it rotating and nothing's going on. In other words, no torque is, I'm rotating but no torque is increasing. And wow, that bolt can elongate. You can see now it's even mangled, it's twisted. Let me see if I can get you a better angle of that. You can see now it's even twisting. So it's really, well, that's because I've got this long support here, but let's go. And she'll break just in a minute, and it's not increasing in torque. And right about somewhere here. Oh, it's punching through the washer, I think, at this point. Okay, so what happened? I think I just stripped the, so now you get to look at this video. Right now, it stripped the threads of the bolt. So I've mixed-matched bolts and nut. The nut is actually proof higher, but there we go. Let me loosen that up. You heard it pop. And let's do this. So it always breaks there. Oh, this is too off. That's nice. It always breaks there at the nut. That's where it's wedging in. Those washers pushed it off a little bit, but that's it. That's all you do to determine, you know, how much force can you apply to a bolt. Use a beam bar, not a beam bar. One of these, not a regular torque wrench. That won't reveal what's going on because it just clicks at PSIs. You can't actually read what the forces are translating to inside here. You can't interpret them. Whereas if you use it the way I just said, you can interpret it. Now, maybe I can do this again with one more bolt. If I can't, sorry for this part of the video. But I'll see if I can find another bolt just like this. And then show the beam bar version of it. So sometimes I can get lucky and show you that all the forces, I've done this experiment quite a few times with people in the field. But now I'm sharing it online here. And I can get lucky. The forces are on this side. All the distortions on this side. So sometimes it will just screw right down and off. It's got a little bit of a gulling in there from the defect. But let's see if I can get a little bit of turn in there to show you. I'm trying to do it with the finger, right? Everything else might be cheating, considered cheating. Here's an open-end wrench, you know, and he's going to give me some friction. Of course, that's less friction, but not always. Well, can't do that. Come on, be nice. Nope, I'm not going to be able to show you on that one. Let me move on. It will unscrew, though. It will screw that way. Just show you that there's no issue inside those threads besides the top two threads, which I speak of a lot, that the failure's in pretty much the top two threads. Maybe I will get a pair of pliers and show you on this side. It doesn't matter if I distort this part. Hold on. Okay. Let's grab a pair of grip pliers. I'm trying to make it so you can see it. And I can grab it the other way kind of better, but it shouldn't take that much force to turn it. There we go. Just a little bit of grip. And it's showing you that it's only the last two threads. It's only the last two threads that are or in that direction, the opposite direction we're looking. The first two coming through. The first being down here, last down here, however you want direction you want to look at this point. But that's all you have to remove also if you've got a bolt that you're trying to get out. Not easy tapping and all that. You've got to conquer the first two threads. Once you do that, this will easily turn out with an easy bolt or whatever you have. The distortion and deflection's all in there. Distortion would be necking, the fracture and all that. It's no big deal. But I've got a video where I'm going to come up with and show you how to use different tooling, but I'm practicing on the different tooling now to figure out which one's going to be the most appropriate for a quicker router in there and get it out without destroying the surface where you're rounding into. All right, let's see if I can find this other bolt like this and do the show you on the beam bar side. Okay, so I just found a fully threaded one. Fully threaded. Will it react differently with my system, with showing you how the failure happens? Well, I don't know any rating about this bolt. Doesn't matter. But this time, I'm going to show you on the beam bar side the readings, as you can watch it come to a failure. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so again, this is the beam bar. I'm going to rotate, but you're only going to see it up here. I'm going to make sure that you can see it. We're only at 8 pounds. Hopefully it doesn't break when I'm outside the video. Okay, I'm going to do that. I guess I'm just going to have to track it. Boy, but we're getting glare, aren't we? Okay, there we go. So we're at 20, we're at 16 now, and it's not, come on, really? We're at about 18, and now it's rotating, and yet I'm not going, you see it's moving, and I'm not going up in PSI, in torque, in foot-pounds. So this bolt is now at its failure mode. It's already yielded. It's no longer useful for reuse. If you guys want to know about reuse. So here we go again. Let's do this. So yeah, each bolt's going to be different. So here we are now at 20, 21, still rotating and not going up in torque. Come on, really? Let me see if I can turn this slash off. Okay. Okay, I don't think I know what's going on here. It's the above light I got to turn off. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. The above light, that getting a angle of incidence, it's called, and it's coming back into there as a much brighter light. So here we go. Let's come a little closer. I'm trying to rotate at the same time. So where are we? We're at 18. Now we're going to take a bump. We just took a bump up to 21. And that's that little bump you get after yielding, but you still get a little more increase. But it's done. It's done. It's going to fracture after that. Wow. I'm looking at the video and trying to make sure you can... Boy. You know what? I'm going to have to go handheld. This is quite irritating. So you're going to have to, you know what, I'll just handhold the tripod. So I'll just read it and hopefully you guys can see it. It's at 22. It's rotating and it's staying at 22. Tethering around there. And now I can just feel like it's really gotten loose in my hand as far as rotating goes. So we know it's going to pop in just a moment. Now she's dropping down. Oh, it could strip also. This is a soft metal. They like to strip sometimes instead of popping, just so you know. That soft metal bolts. The non-rated bolts like to strip a lot. Because sometimes the bolt is stronger, the nut is stronger than the bolt, and she'll just strip out. This might be one of those deals. You'll know it because it'll just break it. I'm afraid it'll just spin like it's doing now. You see I'm spinning, and I'm not getting any torque. This is the same thing you can do with anything that you're bolting, whether it be a concrete bolt or anything. You can do your test. You know that you've gone too far. You're not sure. Anything that you don't even know the torque values of. This you can put on a beam bar. I mean, look, we're still at no, we dropped down to 8. So it's there. It might just be stripping at this point, which would just be, it might not pop. It might just be a strip bolt, in which case I might be able to get it back out. More than likely not. Yeah, this one just stripped. So this is just the continuous. So now you know what a strip bolt looks like. It dropped down in pounds, and it just lets you keep spinning it. So you do have some torque in that strip. I mean, some clamping force. What's it? Just about 11 pounds. It's holding. Let me look at that. Just about 8 pounds now. And won't let it come across again. And it's got a weird range. It's going back to 12 a little bit. Oh no, there it is. That was just me. It was just me releasing, and my brain thought backwards for a minute. And now we're down to 6. Let's see if we can heat it up to make it fail. More friction, just going faster. I'm down to 2 pounds. So you see what happened there. That's why I don't use a driver. You know, an air driver. They're great for taking things off sometimes. Create a lot of heat. Mess up a lot of things. Putting them on, you gotta let that thing cool down before you torque it. If you're using drivers. Now let's see if I can take it off. Just might be able to. I can do this by my hand. I can turn about, 5 pounds, roughly. So now as I try to turn it, I can keep turning with my hand. So no, it didn't increase. It would increase in torque if I could get this off. Just so you know, if I could get this off, I know the color balance is wrong in this, right? Because of my lighting. Let's try that. All right. So if I could get this off, it would get to a point where I couldn't turn it. That's only about 5 pounds with my grip, 6 pounds, something like that. And so this means there's no luck. You can spin that all you want. So you'd basically gonna have to cut this guy off and start figuring out how you resolve it. It won't strip in a 1-to-1, meaning if you have your, let me grab something right behind us here. I'll just turn the camera. Hold on. So I want to give you this real quick. I know it's a little long video now. These are head bolts, and there we go. And so I put them under a microscope. Some of them that I inspected and checked for fractures and necking, etc. This bolt is in great shape. This one I could check to show you its failure, but it seems like I've already used all my nuts to do that, so I can't show it to you. I have other ones that I can move the brake by putting a nut up here and just putting a shim in here, a spacer, and then showing the brake can happen there. I can move the brake around on this stuff. Wherever the nut is, wherever it's cranking in there and turning, that's where your brake's going to be. That's where it's predictable to me every time out. So you don't get your shaft braking. Soft metal, like I said, on a harder nut, yeah, you get your braking. This one is a little experiment I'm working on, drilling it. Just drilling it to see what would happen, see what I've got there. Working on something. I can't really share too much more than that. This one is that one. And again, all I did was put a shim up there, crank her up, and cause failure. I don't know if this is also another one I was working on. Remember I said I'm trying to figure out how you guys can, what would happen if you drill it and then leave the little bit, the edge left, just a little bit of an edge, and then now switch over to a Dremel. Just cleaning, remember, 2 threads, 2 threads, and then you should be able to, now that you're down the center of it, put an easy out on it and get the rest of that bolt out without too much drama. I haven't completed that one. Here's a fractured version again. This is, yeah, this is one of the bolts. I can use this one, I think, to prove my, I wanted to use this to take it out for you guys. So this is locked in. I didn't put any pliers on it. But right here is all I'm saying. You just need to get that out. Dremel, not Dremel. Yeah, sure, Dremel. Dremel or anything. Just that top section off. With a pair of safety glasses, of course, real tight in there. And magnifying glasses, maybe. And cut that out. And you'll be able to turn this out. Now, let's just go ahead. I'm putting it in the clamp now. Bear with me. Because now I won't be doing that in a video. I just wanted to, I'll just show you again how easy what's really going on. It's only those top 2 threads. See, look, it's already turning. It's only the top. Now, I might have galled this up pretty bad where I can't get it to come all the way out. We'll find out. Yeah, I don't want to gall it up because I want to use that nut with you guys, right? I'm definitely galling that up. The threads. I think it's beyond galling. I think it's more like distorting now. Slipping. So let me just try to tighten these pliers in a live video here. Without editing, I mean. Beautiful. I can use that as data to show you the distortion. Look at the back. Let me try a different light. Look at how it looks like with the failure, how it blows out. See how it blows out? That's all you have to cut away. That's your part that's jamming you up from putting easy out in it. Just that little bit. And that's all you need to cut away. Hey, let's do one more. In for a penny, in for a pound. Let's do one more. This has a real thin plated washer, so it's going to be a little bit of drama, but let's see what happens. Let's go ahead and lock it in. Oh, I don't know if I have the right socket. The socket. Lucky. Maybe not. One more socket's right here. I think I have. Give me a second. Okay. Obviously, I'm putting a metric over a standard. Better with the metric. We're going to go with that metric. And this time, again, we don't know what the bolt is. We're just going to torque away. Alright, I got to turn off the other light again, right? We're back to that again. Let's try that light. And then let's get rid of this light. And then let's add this light. I've got multiple lights down here. Okay, that's much better. Here we go. Well, was it? So let's go ahead and get this up to speed. I'm going to go handheld. Okay, here we go. So I'm already at, that was a nice bolt, 40 pounds. Great. We're at 40. And I'm pushing, and it's